We've had plenty of video game franchises that have received a theoretical movie, some being based on popular ones that everyone adores. So it was only inevitable that Minecraft, the best-selling video game of all time, would get one. And as a dude who's played this sandbox game ever since it released all the way back in 2009, I was interested in how they would craft this one. Yes, I actually went and watched this video game blockbuster hit after waiting for quite a while. And wow, I was not surprised at just how mediocre this movie was. It was okay, but it also lacked originality. It's not as bad as people make it out to be though. It just fails to make me feel engaged, that's all. It lacks the creativity and energy that makes the game so much fun to play, and I wish it had that same levels of charm. So in today's movie review, I will be talking about my movie review on a Minecraft movie, both on what it does good and also what it does bad. Also, slight spoilers ahead. Before we start this video, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe as well as hitting the bell icon to see more content. Thank you and enjoy. First off, the performances this movie offers are very enjoyable and make the characters present much more engaging when they would have otherwise been very underdeveloped. Both Jack Black and Jason Momoa are great in both duo roles. You can see the energy they show, especially Jack Black, who trains for movies like this. The rest of the acting is fine, but most are forgettable as it mostly shows its two main stars. Even for a video game based movie that is stuck in a live action universe, it actually does well on showcasing many parts of the main game and stays faithful to it in many circumstances. It references materials that are perfectly crafted, like those you'd see from a crafting table, the day and night cycle with the mobs catching on fire in day, mobs spawning on the shelter Henry builds, referencing mobs spawning in dark areas that are not lit up, and of course the block building mechanics both when you mine and craft. Go figure. To make its world building very come to life in the overworld, the visual effects are very amazing. It's actually very well in detail. In particular, the nether segments do very well on keeping the same vibe like in the game, being both haunting and hellish. And the overworld also looks very solid, having visual effects that perfectly make the film more lively, bringing about the main world being endless and full of exploration. The lighting in particular is very gorgeous, giving plenty of vibrant colors. And also for this movie, being just a comedic family entertainment movie for all ages, there are plenty of enjoyable segments and a few good action scenes, some of which match the tone of the film being considered so bad it's good by a lot of people, something that I wish I could say. The fights in particular with our main characters creating several armies against Malgusha does come off as very action-packed and fun, even if it isn't as intense as it should be. And there are lots of funny moments, with the best and most famous example being Steve. When a baby zombie jumps onto a chicken during the brawl fight, he screams, "Chicken jockey!" There's even an awesome tribute to Technoblade as well, and Alex appears in a post-credit scene too. For a family movie that tackles a lot of character development, there's plenty of messages and themes to go along with them. There are plenty themes like teamwork, coverage, and perseverance, which work well in this movie's favour. It also tackles relationships and strong bonds between siblings, and the messages of showing the close importance of those said friendships by showing found family and a bond between siblings being unbreakable. I think this is great, especially for people growing up and getting to witness this movie tackling those issues. Finally, the music score by Mark Mothersbaugh is surprisingly really awesome. Some of the original themes from the game are used in plenty of scenes, and Jack Black has two songs. His first one being Steve's Lava Chicken, and his second one being I Feel Alive, that plays during the ending sequence. And you also get to listen to plenty of music tracks from C418, the original composer of Minecraft. So now for the negatives that drive this movie downhill. The first one being that it was made purely for nostalgia bait, especially with its mixed reviews and huge box office numbers. Unlike past video game movies we've seen, which are way better in quality and faithfulness, it does the low spread for the film way too much. Mojang are trying to join in on the success of the resurgence of video game adaptations. It's like they already knew this would be huge amongst the Gen Z people and Minecraft gamers from the start. In recent years, this movie has, what has got to be, some of the laziest writing I have ever seen for a video game adaptation, even though it tries to do things right. There are many moments that come off as very questionable. Best example being one where Henry's school principal, Marlene, falls in love with a villager. Even though people find it funny, I find it extremely disturbing. And there are many things that are crafted here that you would never find in the game, with Henry making a potato launcher and Garrett creating butt chuckets. Oh, and also, Steve is just Jack Black in a blue shirt, and the Ender Dragon isn't present at all. Now I'm praying that this movie's possible sequel delivers better. Aside from Jack Black and Jason Momoa, who are excellent and extremely fun to watch still, none of the talented actors sadly bring enough attention to their respective characters to make them memorable. And they are just not given enough development to stand out from similar characters we've had way before this. There were lots of times where during the film I kept forgetting that our side characters existed in the plot due to how much star power Jack Black gives us, simply keeping my eyes on him most of the time. Sadly, for a movie that tries doing a lot in its story, it also feels extremely bare bones and dead simple to where it even gets boring most of the time. The story could have been way more. They had so many missed opportunities and instead focuses on a typical brother and sister plot and being trapped in another world. In fact, this movie comes off as a literal repeat of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. That movie was miles better than this, and Jack Black was also in it, and was also better in performance over there than here. Here's my biggest criticism for this movie. Even though it captures the spirit of the Minecraft game, it, ironically, lacks creativity lots of the times. The overworld in general could have been so much more. It lacks the charm of playing the game itself by not including lots of classic elements, and it's just did here because it will all be seen in a sequel. As a hardcore Minecraft player, I was extremely disappointed on how little was placed here, and it focuses on a lot of survival mode and not much of creative mode, if you know what I mean. Finally, the biggest challenge this movie never overcomes. It's all live action instead of it being animated. Because of this, A lot of the film looks very uncanny, with visible green screen effects, mob designs not looking great, the humans look out of place in the overworld, and look like they were just CGI slapped in the film. I knew this was all going to be a disaster when I saw the first trailer of this movie, Don't Ask Me to Explain. The visuals I mentioned previously are good enough, but the lack of good effects and budget makes this movie more laughable than it has any right to be. A disappointment, it truly is. Overall, my final opinion on a Minecraft movie? Yeah, definitely the most average movie I've seen this year, and while it is fun to watch, it's probably better to play 2 hours of the game instead. A Minecraft movie is really corny and stupid, but rather more for the family audience, as this will definitely give them plenty of kick with the 2-star leads. There are some great qualities this film offers, including performances, faithfulness to its source material, visual spark, loads of great moments, the music is awesome, and there are decent, well-timed messages. However, this is where it makes mistakes as bad as digging straight down to lava. It's a huge cash-in for the game itself. It has an extremely corny story that at times lacks imagination. The characters are forgettable, aside from Jack Black and Jason Momoa. The writing is really terrible and comes with forced attempts at poor humor. The use of live action / CGI is very questionable, as this could have been easily turned into animation, and even though it has some faithfulness, it could have been so much more. This movie wasn't bad by all means, it's just a really mixed bag for me, as expected. I think a sequel is gonna need to do more than just being a cash grab and take much more from the game itself. There are definitely better video game films, by miles, and at the end of the day, you are probably still better off watching the Jumanji films instead. What is your opinion on a Minecraft movie? How would you compare it to other video game movies? What did you find the most uncomfortable part about the experience? And what other elements should it have done to be more faithful to its source material? Let me know in the comment section below, and also don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you are new, and hit that bell icon to see more content on my channel. Thanks for watching. Frequently funny, yet lacking genuine creativity or the supernatural spirit of addiction, a Minecraft movie nonetheless has the bromance charisma of Jack Black and Jason Momoa to block its occasionally unimaginative narration.